Now that Disney and Lucasfilm are observing Episode 9 as a course correction technique, we can only imagine what the stakes really are when it comes to the sequel trilogy and how J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio really do have to get this movie right in order to gain the trust of a lot of fans around the world. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, when we look at the Skywalker Saga, we do know that Episode 9 is going to change a lot of different elements of the past 8 movies, which a lot of people are starting to wonder on whether or not this is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm, JJ and crew, or if this is honestly going to be a step in the right direction. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey, portrayed by Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley. Now, this all has to do with one of the set designs that will change certain parts of the Skywalker Saga. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's described that Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley shot a sequence over at Cardington that involved them standing on a high platform colored green with a large 360-degree green screen around them. It's described that cameras were spinning around both Driver and Ridley, and it's actually said what's to replace the green screens are alternate views of some of the most iconic moments in the Skywalker Saga that will be viewed from different angles. It's also described that this scene will redefine the Force and what the Force is capable of doing in the Star Wars franchise. It's described that at least 2 of the sequences has to do with the alternate views of Luke fighting Vader and Anakin fighting Obi-Wan on Mustafar, and additional alternative views as well are to actually be inserted into the actual sequence. So, what I find very intriguing about all of this is that this also ties directly in with what we heard a couple of weeks ago about J.J. Abrams exploring, different elements of the Skywalker Saga in Episode 9. This also pretty much originates from an original idea in The Force Awakens of giving fans an alternate view of Luke fighting Vader in the corridors of Cloud City. But not only that, it's going to range of different movies of the whole entire Skywalker Saga, offering fans different views of some of the most iconic moments in, of course, the Skywalker Saga between Luke, Vader, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and other characters alike. So it's also going to be a sequence that redefines the Force and what the Force is capable of doing. Now, I'm starting to wonder on whether or not this is indeed the Worlds Between Worlds. Now, in case you guys are not informed on all of this, this is a big idea from Star Wars Rebels Season 4 by Dave Filoni. It was basically time travel, if you want to put it like that, where we actually do have a sequence in which Ezra Bridger was able to save Ahsoka Tano from Darth Vader in the past and pull her into the present from what it seems, right? So, we do know that this movie is going to be exploring different elements of the past and, of course, alternate views of the past as well. And this, to me, sounds like the big definition of the Worlds Between Worlds. I can't think of anything else that this could really be that's going to redefine the Force and basically change the Skywalker Saga and how we view some of the most iconic moments in history. So, when we look at, the concepts of both Luke and Vader fighting each other on, of course, Cloud City, or Anakin going up against, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar, we're going to be getting different angles, different views of those fights that Rey and Kylo Ren will be experiencing in whatever world they are in right now, or whatever realm or dimension that they are in, to the point where they are basically able to utilize the Force and able to see elements of the past around them. Now, this most likely ties directly in with what we just went over about Supreme Leader Snoke having an actual secret, a secret map that leads to the unknown regions, to a pretty much lifeless world that leads to an underground city, which most likely is going to be the Lost City. Now, we do know that Kylo Ren stumbles across that, so could that very well be the location that both Kylo Ren and Rey end up going to and cross paths and eventually see moments of the past Star Wars movies. Now, like I say, when it comes to nostalgia and fan service, it has to be done correctly. It can't just be thrown in there for whatever reason. There has to be a meaning and a purpose to it all, right? And a lot of substance as well. So I think what's really going on here is that this most definitely has to do with some kind of place that offers both Kylo Ren and Rey to travel or to actually witness moments of the past that actually range from episodes 1 to episodes 8 in the Skywalker Saga. And that's going to be a big moment in this movie that is indeed going to redefine the Force and what the Force is capable of doing to certain Force users like Kylo Ren and Rey. And that's the thing that I'm really fascinated about when it comes to this movie, because this also sounds something just like what J.J. Abrams would do in a Star Wars film, right? We do know that he loves time travel, he loves, alternate history, he loves different dimensions and realms and this and that. This is so JJ, and it does make a whole lot of sense that they would actually be doing this in a Star Wars movie. Now, it's all about how it's executed on the big screen. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this just yet, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how it's going to be done once it's actually completed and inserted into the final cut of the movie. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.